Okay, now I'm gonna jog a little. Hi, we're Steven and Nayara. Today we're going to be comparing footage for the GoPro Max 360 camera and the DJI Osmo Pocket. We'll also throw in some GoPro footage as well for comparison. Make sure you're subscribed. It's free and it's the easiest way to help us out. The benefit of 360 cameras is that they use 2 lenses and 2 sensors to film a 360-degree view of the world. This can later be reframed into standard 16:9 aspect ratio, like you would see on a normal television. The one disadvantage is that it's got added workflow of having to reframe and stitch together all the footage. Let's get started by looking at some audio comparisons.
This is the sound quality on the GoPro Max. This is the sound quality on the GoPro Hero 6. This is the sound quality on Osmo Pocket.
So there's some background noise now. You can hear the background noise. So there's some background noise now. You can hear the background noise. So there's some background noise now. You can hear the background noise.
This is the sound quality on the GoPro Max. This is the sound quality on the GoPro Hero 6. This is the sound quality on Osmo Pocket.
Let's take the cameras for a spin and see how they perform. As you can see, the stabilization on the GoPro Max and the DJI Osmo Pocket are pretty good. The DJI Osmo Pocket has a manual mechanical gimbal, whereas the GoPro Max is stabilized via software. Take a look at that dynamic range. The Osmo Pocket has the sky exposed, but the lower part of the picture is really dark, whereas the GoPro Max handles the overall dynamic range a lot better. The sky is not really blown out, and the bottom part of the picture within the forest is fairly well exposed as well. However, when you look at the actual picture quality, the details are very muddied on the GoPro Max versus the Osmo Pocket. This is to be expected because the Osmo Pocket has a 4K sensor. The GoPro Max has approximately 5.7K sensor, but that's divided between both sides of the lenses. As we come up towards this tree trunk, look at the colors of the tree trunk and the detail of the tree trunk. The Osmo Pocket, although the dynamic range is not as good, has much better detail and richer colors than the GoPro Max. The GoPro Max really looks muddied. If we were to look at the older stabilization on the GoPro Hero 6, you can see the stabilization is not nearly as good as the manual gimbal on the Osmo Pocket or of the software stabilized on the GoPro Max. Check out the motion blur as we come up towards this bench. Look at the stuttering on the GoPro Max. So because GoPro Max and other 360 cameras are recording 360 all at once, they don't get a real-life motion blur that the Osmo Pocket would. So that either has to be faked via software or else it looks pretty stuttery, like we saw coming up to that bench. This is accentuated when you actually have it in 24 frames per second, as we currently do approximately 24 frames per second. Of all three, the picture quality, the GoPro Max is the worst, I'd say, followed by the GoPro Hero 6, followed by the DJI Osmo Pocket. So far the DJI Osmo Pocket is blowing the GoPro Max out of the water as far as picture quality and detail. Take a look at those details on that tree trunk. One of the disadvantages I find with footage on the Osmo Pocket is that sometimes there is just too much contrast and saturation. To avoid the suboptimal color science on cameras, each of these cameras offer a log or flat color profile mode. As you can see, the images look a lot less saturated and more grayscale, but it allows for flexible post-production video color tuning. Usually the log mode improves the dynamic range. However, look at the Osmo Pocket in this flat color profile mode. The dynamic range is still lacking. Let's take a look at the image detail in the log or flat color profile modes. The Osmo Pocket is more zoomed in with a longer focal length, while the GoPro Max has a wider field of view. Back in the default color mode, because of the increased contrast, the difference between the Osmo Pocket and GoPro Max are like night and day. Even though it's a low light environment, text is almost crisp on the Osmo Pocket. Let's take a look at the dynamic range in the default color profile. While the image detail is muddy on the Max compared to the Osmo Pocket, the dynamic range is definitely better on the Max. Take a look at this video where the backlit background makes the Osmo look almost like it's recording a silhouette, while the GoPro Max shows a wider dynamic range. The foreground is quite visible. We hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe and hit the bell for future videos.